Okay, let's start with the obvious. Emergency alerts are supposed to save lives, right? But what happens when they turn a quiet Saturday into a full-blown panic? Let me break down what went down in Halifax last weekend, and why this story reveals way more than just a suspect in custody. Stick around, because this isn't just about one shooting. It's about how we react to fear, the gaps in our safety systems, and why these alerts might be doing more harm than we admit. First, the basics. A 31-year-old guy, 6 feet 3 inches, brown hair, brown beard, sounds like a dating profile, right? Except this guy was allegedly on the run after a shooting in Annapolis Royal, a town of 4,000 people. Then the RCMP expands an emergency alert across Halifax, a city of 400,000. Wait, why the jump? Annapolis Royal is 170 kilometers from Halifax. That's like issuing a citywide alert in Toronto because someone's at large in Hamilton. What's the logic here? Personally, I think this shows how law enforcement often prioritizes overcaution over precision. Sure, they caught him fast, but at what cost to public trust? Every false alarm makes people roll their eyes next time. Now, the suspect was spotted in the woods behind a mall in Bedford. Employees at the Chickenburger got locked down while cops swarmed the area. One worker said the helicopter was circling over and over. Here's what fascinates me: why a chicken joint? This wasn't a school or a bank. It's a fast food spot next to a mall. But in moments like this, any business becomes a potential safe room. What does that say about how we design public spaces? We've normalized lockdown drills in schools, but what about restaurants? If you're grabbing a sandwich and suddenly cops tell you to stay put, how do you process that? I'd be torn between panic and frustration, like, is my lunch more dangerous than the drive-thru? Let's dissect the suspect description. Why do we even get details like brown facial hair? In 2026, do we really think that helps? If he's a white guy, odds are half the men in Halifax match that vague look. This feels like a holdover from the 20th century. We've got facial recognition tech now, but they still rely on brown hair, average height. It's like using a flip phone in the iPhone era. What this really suggests is that police comms haven't evolved with technology. They're still broadcasting bullet points that could describe 1,000 people. And here's the kicker: the alert was lifted in under an hour. Super efficient, right? But dig deeper. If they knew who he was that fast, why the wide net? Maybe they didn't want to tip him off. But then again, the guy was hiding in woods behind a mall. Not exactly a mastermind. This raises a bigger question: are these alerts becoming performative? Like, sending them out to look proactive, not because they're tactical. We've seen this before: Amber Alerts for kids who are already found, or terrorism scares that get downgraded instantly. It's fear theater. What many people don't realize is how these incidents shape our behavior long-term. You might think, oh, it was resolved quickly, no big deal. But every alert trains us to scan strangers, to hesitate in public spaces, to assume danger is everywhere. That mall in Bedford. Parents might think twice before bringing kids there now. A tiny stain on a community's psyche. And for the suspect, we'll probably never know his full story. Was this a crime of passion? Mental health? Poverty? The media glosses over that. We get that dangerous man with a gun trope, but not the why. Which, honestly, makes these stories feel incomplete. So here's my closing thought: next time you get an emergency alert, pause. Ask yourself, is this keeping me safe, or just keeping me scared? Because the line between the two is blurrier than we think. What's your take? Drop a comment below. And if you're into unpacking the hidden layers of news stories like this, smash that subscribe button. Let's stay curious, not paranoid.